I have a 2011 Chevy Volt that I bought a year and a half ago and I put 13,000 miles on. I've posted several videos on my YouTube channel going over some of the experiences that I've had so far during ownership of the vehicle. And today I wanted to talk about the thing that I like the least or dislike the most about the Chevy Volt. In general, I've had a very good experience with the car. I think that it gets really great mileage. The quality of the car has been really impressive. Drive quality, handling, just really in general, I've liked just about everything about the car. It's been really great to own. I've had a very positive experience with it. But the thing that I dislike the most about the Chevy Volt so far is the depreciation on the car. From the time that it was new until now, over 6 years, there's been an extreme depreciation on the car. And so I'm going to go over that a little bit more in detail. But before I get into that, I do want to point out that this isn't necessarily an issue specifically with just the Chevy Volt. It's really been seen kind of throughout the auto industry with electric cars and with extended range hybrids. And I think that the main reason for that is that people are kind of unsure about the technology of the car and fear that the durability of the batteries and just kind of the new technology is something that's concerning, and so that's affected values. It also has to do with tax credits because the Chevy Volt, for example, qualifies for a $7,500 federal tax credit, which means that the moment that an owner takes it off the lot, that drops the value by $7,500. In several states, there are additional incentives that they offer, and so that additional amount would also be taken off the value of the vehicle. And so that has affected pricing somewhat. And then another interesting factor that's affected pricing is vehicles like the Chevy Volt. The technology is improving so rapidly that with the second generation of the Volt, they've made so many improvements to the car that it's actually affected the value of older Volts more significantly. And one of the interesting things about that is if you compare that to, say, a Toyota Prius, they've made very small incremental improvements, and so that's had less of an effect on the value of older Toyota vehicles. Toyotas do tend to have very good resale value in general, but that's also kind of slowed the effect of depreciation on those cars. And so you could actually get a 2011 Chevy Volt for less probably than a comparable Toyota Prius, even though the technology of the Volt, in my opinion, is far superior to the Toyotas. So just to go over the original value of my Chevy Volt, I have the original sticker from the vehicle. So my Volt comes fully loaded with every option that was available for that year. It includes the front and rear sensors, the Bose speakers, leather, chrome wheels, basically any feature that was available on it, it had it. That came fully loaded for $43,700. So in 2011, this vehicle is worth $43,700. Now I'm going to take you and show you some of the Kelley Blue Book values on the Chevy Volt for comparison. So here I've pulled up the Kelley Blue Book value for my 2011 Chevy Volt. I do want to point out that on Kelley Blue Book that sometimes the values are not entirely realistic for market value, and so it's really important if you're looking at selling your vehicle that you don't base it strictly off of Kelley Blue Book, but actually look to see what's in the market, because oftentimes the prices are lower than what market value may be. It can also be a really good negotiating technique if you're looking at buying another vehicle to reference Kelley Blue Book value if it's lower than market value, but you'll find on many cars that it's not realistic. But it's still kind of the industry standard for judging what the value of a vehicle is. So you can see here we've got a 2011 Chevy Volt. I've edited all the options, put it in at 73,000 miles, and you can see that if we consider the vehicle very good condition, which is a fairly common level, in excellent condition, Kelley Blue Book says that only 3% of vehicles are valued at that level. And so if you have any imperfections in the vehicle, it would at least be in the very good condition category. So you can see that puts us at a value of $9,424. Again, the original value of the vehicle is $43,700, And so that's a depreciation of $34,276 in 6 years. If we divide that total depreciation by the total value of the car, that's a 78% reduction in value in 6 years, which is massive. You don't see that on most cars, and so it's significantly higher. I thought it would also be interesting just to look and see what the 2015 Volts depreciation would be with similar, if we say 2015 was 73,000 miles, so the same as mine, put in all the options, that puts us at $12,744. So if you bought a Volt in 2015, the time of this video it's 2017, so within 2 years your value of that vehicle would have gone from somewhere around the range of $43,700 to $12,744 in 2 years. So pretty massive depreciation. So I mentioned that Kelley Blue Book value is sometimes not entirely representative of true market value, and so because of that I have done significant research to see what my Volt's now worth, and looking on a number of different sources, looking at Auto Trader and Craigslist, what I would say that my Volt is worth is somewhere around $11,000. So it's a little bit more than what the Kelley Blue Book value says, but it's still a pretty significant reduction. Now, really, I guess kind of the summary of this whole video, fortunately I did buy my vehicle just a year and a half ago and I paid a little over $12,000. So I've seen some depreciation on it, not as significant as what the original owner saw. And so my advice would be to not buy an electric car, an extended range hybrid, brand new. But at the same time, because the depreciation on these vehicles has been so significant, it's a great opportunity to get into a car that's worth a lot more at a really kind of bargain price. And like I said, I've got a number of other videos on my channel going over my experience with the Volt. It's been very positive. The car has been excellent. Despite the mileage, the battery is really maintaining its charge. The vehicle has maintained its quality quite well as it's kind of grown in mileage and age. And it's not a car that I at this point have any concerns as far as the durability and reliability with long term. I think because it's a new technology, automakers are really taking their time to be cautious and test the systems before putting them to market. There's a lot that's kind of riding on the reliability and durability of electric cars, and so automakers don't want to take their chances with releasing vehicles that are gonna not be durable long term and turn buyers off of purchasing them, because it is the direction that the auto industry seems to be headed. So my advice would be, if you're in the market for an electric or an extended range hybrid, take a serious look at the used car market and don't be afraid about the long-term durability of the cars. They seem to be really holding up quite well. So if you have any questions, feel free to add comments in the section below and I can do my best to answer those.